Yo, what is up everyone? I hope you're doing well. I just want to do a very quick video review on these Air Jordan 1s. These are the Phantom Reds, and I think they're released last spring sometime, but I think these are really underrated, and I think they're very slept on. I'm not a huge sneakerhead, so I don't know all the history of all the different types of leathers that Jordan uses. However, I am a pretty big fan of sneakers, and these have quickly become one of my favorites. And what's cool about this shoe is you can still get it on the secondhand market or on places like StockX for not all that much money, right around retail, maybe even right below retail. Now, I did a whole video on how I style Jordan 1s, and I featured this shoe in pretty much every outfit I showed in that video, but I still just want to do a quick review on this because I think this shoe has a lot of really cool materials that they use, and also this colorway is just wow. So what I really like about this shoe is there is absolutely no harsh white colors on this sneaker. Everything's very toned back, and so it all goes very well together. Now, the brightest part of the shoe is obviously this top part that is red, and it's kind of this neoprene-like texture. When I ordered these, I didn't know how much I was gonna like it, but I actually really think it's super cool and quite unique as well, and it's not all that shiny or anything, so I think it plays really nicely in with the rest of the shoe. And a lot of times my pants go over this red part, so you only barely see if you like sit down or cross your legs and your pants ride up a little bit. But I think it's the perfect amount of a bright color on this shoe, especially with all this red contrast stitching throughout the sneaker. It just complements each other really nicely. But anyway, so you do have a standard Air Jordan 1 midsole. However, it is in this really nice cream color. I do find Jordan 1s actually more comfortable than, let's say, Air Force 1s. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that it's a slightly like thinner midsole. But the cream midsole works very well with this kind of wrinkled leather that's on the toe box and kind of toe vamp area, and then along the heel, and then right here around the swoosh. A lot of people aren't a huge fan of this wrinkled leather. However, I think it works really well on this colorway because of the cream and light gray colors that make it look a little bit worn. Now, the rest of the leather is kind of more of a standard soft leather that has hardly any texture on it. And it goes around the toe box and everything. It's this extremely light gray color. So unless you're looking at these up close, you won't really notice a difference when wearing them. Now, all the construction of this sneaker, it's very nicely highlighted by this red contrast stitching all along all the different leathers. There is some black contrast stitching that matches really well with this Air Jordan logo, and as well as the Nike Air on the tongue. Now, the tongue, it is a kind of cushion foam that is in a light gray, so it's very subtle. As well as with the laces, you just kind of have standard flat laces that are in that same cream color as most of the shoe. Now, one of the more unique things about this shoe is actually up here where you see this bright red, it is actually a neoprene. It was kind of the one thing when I ordered this shoe that I was a little bit iffy on. However, in person, I actually really like it, and it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I think it's actually a nice, unique, different thing that they added to this shoe than all of the other type of Jordans out there. Now, if these are kind of dirty, that's because I've been wearing them for the past month. Other than that, there's not too much else I can talk about this shoe other than I really like it, and I think it's definitely slept on, and might be one of the most underrated shoes in my opinion. But even if you don't like this colorway, but you kind of want a pair of Jordans that aren't hyped at all and a little bit more subtle, what I would recommend is to just go to like StockX or something, type in Jordan 1, and then filter from price low to high, and then just scroll through and just see if anything catches your eye. A lot of times you can get some really slept on and underrated shoes, such as these, for right around retail or even slightly below retail. Sometimes I don't get the point of like getting a pair of Jordans that are super hyped or something when they're all pretty much the same, just different colors, you know? So sometimes they use different leathers and all that, and you know, oh, they're limited and all that stuff, but like honestly, it's the same shoe. You know, I just don't understand sometimes all the hype around it, so definitely check out for something that's a little bit more underrated, such as these. But anyways, we just hit 8,000 on the channel, which is absolutely amazing. I do appreciate every single one, so thank you for subscribing. But anyways, I will see you in a video pretty soon, so see ya.